The series begins with a black and white scene where our protagonist, named Ji-hun, plays with his friends Sang-woo, Young-bae, and other children in a game called Squid Game. It's a real game still popular among children in South Korea. It's somewhat similar to the game of Cossacks and robbers in Eastern Europe and cops and robbers in Western Europe. The principle of the game is to draw a special squid-shaped form on the ground. Players divide into two teams, attackers and defenders. Defenders can run inside the field on two legs, while attackers must hop around the field on one leg. The defender's goal is to prevent attackers from crossing the defense line. Otherwise, attackers can also move on two legs. To win, an attacker must reach a specific area located in the squid's head, but if pushed out of the field, they are eliminated. Decades later, we find Ji-hun, now 47 years old. He is divorced and lost his job due to massive layoffs. Now, he works as a taxi driver and struggles to make ends meet. We learn he lives with his mother, and today is his daughter's birthday. His mother gives him 20,000 won to buy a gift for his little girl. Ji-hun replies that with 20,000 won he can only take her to a cafe, not buy a gift. His mother adds another 10,000 won. Before going to work, after his departure, Ji-hun finds a hidden bank card and, with his friend Young-bae, goes to an ATM to withdraw money from his mother's account. He tries to enter the PIN but discovers his mother changed it. After several failed attempts, Young-bae warns him that one more mistake will block the card, preventing any withdrawal. Showing insight, Ji-hun guesses the PIN, which turns out to be his daughter's birth date. He withdraws all the money from his mother's card and goes to a betting agency. He bets on horse races. The first time, he loses, but the second time, luck smiles on him, and he wins 4 million won, about $3,000. Overjoyed, Ji-hun gives 10,000 won as a tip to the cashier. After that, he steps outside and calls his daughter, telling her that today he'll give her the best gift of her life. At that moment, Ji-hun notices bandits he owes money to. They approach him. Panicked, Ji-hun starts running. On the way, he accidentally bumps into a young woman. The bandits catch up with him. Their leader, named Kim, demands Ji-hun repay his debt. Ji-hun tries to give Kim all his horse race winnings, but he finds his wallet's zipper broken and the money gone. He realizes that during the collision with the young woman, she stole his money. Kim tells Ji-hun he has one more month to find the money, or they'll take a kidney and an eye. To formalize this, Ji-hun signs a document titled Waiver of Immunity with his fingerprint. Since Ji-hun has no money left, he asks Kim to lend him 10,000 won to buy a birthday gift for his daughter. Kim refuses. Ji-hun returns to the cashier he tipped and asks her to return the tip. Then he goes to a claw machine, trying to win a small toy for his daughter, but despite all his efforts, he fails. He meets a boy who explains that this game requires strategy. Given the number of toys the boy has won, he's a true professional. With his help, Ji-hun wins a box containing a prize for his daughter. In the next scene, Ji-hun eats at a cheap cafe with his daughter because he can't afford a regular one. Ji-hun tells his daughter he wishes he could take her to a nice cafe but doesn't have the means yet. His daughter says the food at this cafe is better and mentions she already celebrated her birthday at a restaurant with her mother and stepfather, where she ate well. At this moment, Ji-hun feels overwhelmed with self-pity. Ji-hun gives his daughter the gift he won with the boy's help at the claw machine. When she opens the box, she finds a lighter shaped like a gun. Ji-hun is shocked too, as he didn't know what was in the box. Seeing the gun-shaped lighter, his daughter thanks him anyway, but notes her mother probably won't be thrilled with the choice. Ji-hun keeps the toy until his daughter grows up and promises to give her a nice gift next year. After that, Ji-hun takes his daughter back to his ex-wife's place and returns home. He misses his subway and sits on a bench. At that moment, a man in a suit approaches him. He asks if Ji-hun wants to play a money game with him. The man opens a briefcase full of bills and suggests Ji-hun play a game called Dokji. The rules are simple. You throw your envelope to flip the opponents. The man in the suit explains that if Ji-hun wins, he'll get 100,000 won, and if he loses, he'll owe 100,000 won. Ji-hun agrees to try, though he has no money. The first time, he loses and doesn't know how to pay. The man in the suit, with a mocking smile, slaps him, saying a slap equals 100,000 won. For reference, 100,000 won is about $70. Jae-hun loses several times in a row, taking slaps each time. After many attempts, he finally wins. Jae-hun tries to slap the man in the suit, but the man stops him and gives him 100,000 won instead. While counting the money, the man in the suit tells Jae-hun he shouldn't stop there and could win much more in just a few days. The man mentions he knows about the waiver of immunity document Jae-hun signed today in the restroom. Jae-hun is surprised and wonders how this man knows about it. The man starts listing all of Jae-hun's debts, totaling 415 million won. John doesn't understand who this man is or how he knows all this. The man in the suit hands Jae-hun a business card with a phone number and tells him to call if he wants to earn more money, then leaves. Later, Jae-hun meets the mother of his childhood best friend, Sang-woo, whom we saw at the start of the series. Jae-hun brags to Sang-woo's mother, claiming he won a lot of money today. Sang-woo's mother assumes Jae-hun has returned to gambling. Jae-hun asks about Sang. She replies that Sang-woo is very busy and rarely communicates. Jae-hun feels hurt because Sang-woo stopped talking to him after their studies ended. On his way back, Jae-hun sees a cat and feeds it. Back home, while having a snack, he gives part of the money he won in the subway to his mother. She assumes he stole it, but Jae-hun assures her he earned it legally. She tells him his daughter will move to New York next year because her stepfather got a job offer there. His mother thinks Jae-hun should hire a lawyer to stop his daughter from leaving and keep her with him. That night, Jae-hun decides to call the number on the business card given by the recruiter. In the next scene, Jae-hun stands on the street when a car arrives. A man in a pink hoodie asks for a password, and Jae-hun replies, "The sea is stirring." Once the car door opens, Jae-hun gets in, and after gas is released, he loses consciousness. He wakes up in an unknown place, surrounded by other game participants, monitored by a masked master of ceremonies via surveillance cameras. The number on his clothes is 456. He meets participant number 1, an old man about 90 years old with a brain tumor. While talking, Jae-hun learns there are 456 participants in total. Thus, the old man was the first selected for the game, and Jae-hun is the last. A conflict breaks out between participant number 67, the young woman Jae-hun bumped into while fleeing the bandits, and the man number 101, who has a snake tattoo on his face. Their conversation reveals that number 101 is a bandit and that the young woman, who owes him money, knows him. Their relationship is tense. Jae-hun, recognizing the young woman, starts demanding the money he believes she stole. Number 101 intervenes, threatening Jae-hun and considering him an ally of number 67. Jae-hun calls for help from the organizers, saying number 101 is about to hit him. People in pink costumes with masks bearing symbols enter the room. Each symbol indicates a role: a square for an officer, a triangle for a soldier, and a circle for a worker. A person with a square mask greets the players and announces that over the next 6 days, they will participate in 6 different games. The winner of all games will receive a cash prize. Player number 218 states that kidnapping people is illegal, but the person with the square mask explains that all players came voluntarily and are deeply in debt. Some even have debts reaching 1 billion won. When Jae-hun asks about the prize amount, the pink officer replies that after each game, the winnings will be deposited into a special piggy bank, and the total sum will be revealed only after the first game. Players have a choice: refuse to participate or stay in the game. Moments later, participants begin signing a document confirming their voluntary consent to participate in the game and learn the 3 rules. First rule: once the game starts, it is forbidden to quit. Second rule: any player refusing to play is eliminated. Third rule: the game can be stopped if the majority of players decide so. After signing the documents, participants move to a recording room where their faces are photographed. Then, as all players head to the first game zone, passing through a room filled with stairs and floors, Jae-hun recognizes number 218 as his childhood best friend, Sang-woo, and asks what a respected and successful man like him is doing here, but Sang-woo refuses to explain why he chose to participate. We are shown a mysterious master of ceremonies observing the events from his room via a large screen. The first game is called Red Light, Green Light. At the end of the game room stands a giant doll. The rules are explained to the players. They must move forward while the doll sings and cross the finish line in less than 5 minutes. When the doll stops singing, they must stop and not move. If someone moves during the silent moments, they are eliminated. The game begins. During the first song, player number 324 is immediately eliminated. He lies on the ground, but the participants don't yet grasp the gravity of the situation and think he's pretending. During the second song, the friend of player number 324 runs to him, tells him not to act smart, and asks him to get up. However, when he starts spitting blood, player number 250 begins running in panic during the silence, leading to his elimination. Players start to understand what's happening and, in panic, run toward the exit, which is, of course, locked. Many players are eliminated, and over half the participants are out of the game. The master of ceremonies watches the scene while sipping a glass of wine. The doll starts singing again. The first to run is the old man, number 1. Others are scared but eventually decide to follow his example. Many are still eliminated. An unknown player grabs Ji-hun's leg and begs for help, but Ji-hun, fearing for his life, prioritizes himself. Just before the finish line, Ji-hun trips over one of the eliminated players but is saved by player number 199. They both cross the finish line 1 second before the time runs out. All other players who didn't reach the finish line in 5 minutes are eliminated. The camera zooms out, showing the game takes place on an island. After the first game, the workers in pink costumes resume their tasks, while the players sit in a waiting room. Ji-hun thanks player number 199 for literally saving his life. People in pink enter and congratulate everyone for passing the first game. The results are announced. 255 people were eliminated, and 201 participants passed the first test. Players begin begging the pink soldiers to let them go. Sang-woo recalls the third rule and says the games can be stopped by a majority decision. The pink with a square mask agrees and suggests organizing a vote. Before the vote, the organizers announce the prize amount, 25 billion won. Each eliminated player adds 100 million won to the pot, equivalent to $75,000. If the players choose to abandon the game, the money will be sent to the families of the eliminated players, and the remaining players will return home empty-handed. The pink with a square mask adds that whoever completes the game will receive 45 billion won. Players who want to continue press the blue button, while those who want to quit press the red button. The vote begins. The first to vote is Ji-hun, number 456. Ji-hun chooses the red button, refusing to continue. However, after the huge rewards are announced, many start voting to continue, including Sang-woo, who chooses to stay. In the end, 100 people vote against, and 100 want to continue. One vote remains, the deciding one, the vote of player number 1, the old man with a brain tumor. Despite his illness, the old man chooses the red button, and the game ends. The pink with a square mask tells the players they can call any time if they want to return. All participants are put to sleep, blindfolded, and transported off the island. Ji-hun and player number 67, who stole his money earlier, are dumped on the road. Ji-hun helps her free herself, but she doesn't rush to help him. He eventually convinces her to untie him on the condition that he doesn't demand his money back. As soon as she frees him, Ji-hun still asks for his money. Meanwhile, Sang-woo is dumped with the Indian, number 199. The Indian asks Sang-woo to borrow his phone to make a call, but the phone is dead. Sang-woo buys a battery pack and charges the phone. He receives many messages about his debts. The Indian calls his family, then bows to Sang-woo to thank him for his help. Sang-woo gives the Indian money for the bus and tells him he doesn't have to repay it. The next morning, Ji-hun goes to the police and tells them everything that happened, but they don't believe him. At that moment, Detective Junho arrives at the station, where he has been searching for his brother for years without success. Ji-hun shows the police a business card and asks them to call the number, but the attempt fails. They kick Ji-hun out, thinking he's mentally ill. Ji-hun thinks he dialed the wrong number and tries calling himself, but discovers the number doesn't exist. Ji-hun returns home but can't find his mother, and her phone is unreachable. He goes to the city and meets Sang-woo. They have coffee together. During their conversation, Ji-hun learns that Sang-woo owes 6 billion won. Sang-woo says he mortgaged all his property, including his mother's house and her fish shop. If he doesn't find money, he'll go to prison, and his mother will be left on the street. Their conversation is interrupted by a call from the hospital. In the next scene, we see Ji-hun at the hospital. He learns his mother was urgently admitted due to her diabetes. She's in critical condition but refuses hospitalization because they lack money. Ji-hun remembers his mother's health insurance, but Sang-woo's mother tells him Ji-hun already withdrew all the money and lost it gambling. Detective Jun-ho continues searching for his brother. He finds the place where his brother rented a room years ago and discovers the same business card with the Squid Game invitation. Jun-ho immediately recalls Ji-hun, who came to the station with an identical invitation. Player number 67 talks to her younger brother, Cheol, who lives in an orphanage. We understand why number 67 joined the Squid Game. She and her brother fled North Korea, but their father was killed during the escape, and their mother was captured. Number 67 promises her brother that next year, she'll buy a house and come for him. Detective Jun-ho arrives at the station and asks for Ji-hun's address. The Indian goes to the factory where he works. He enters his boss's office and asks when he'll finally get paid. The boss lies, saying there's no money, though he has an envelope full of cash on his desk. Their dialogue reveals the Indian has been working for free for 6 months. The Indian demands his salary. A small conflict erupts, during which the boss's fingers get caught in a machine. Seizing the opportunity, the Indian steals the cash envelope and flees. Number 67 visits a family agency that helps smuggle people from North Korea to South Korea. She reveals she gave the money she stole from Ji-hun to a lawyer to help find her mother. The lawyer says she was deceived. Number 67 gets angry and warns him that if this happens again, he won't be able to sign documents anymore. Sang-woo talks to his mother and lies, saying everything is fine and he's running a business. After the conversation, a woman comes to buy squid from Sang-woo's mother. She talks about Sang-woo, saying he's successful, rose from nothing, and is the pride of the Sangmindong neighborhood. At that moment, police arrive at Sang-woo's mother's place regarding her son. They have an arrest warrant for Sang-woo for fraud and document forgery. His mother can't believe it and thinks they're mistaken. Sang-woo is in the bathroom, contemplating suicide, but hears a knock at the door. Upon opening it, he finds another business card with a Squid Game invitation. The Indian gives the stolen money to his wife and asks her to buy a ticket to India on the next flight and leave South Korea. He promises to return in a week once his business is done. Ji-hun asks Young-bae to help with his mother's surgery, but Young-bae says he's broke. At night, near a bar, Ji-hun meets player number 1. They drink together. The old man says he no longer has a home and is staying with a friend. After a few drinks, number 1 announces he's decided to return to the game because he doesn't have long to live due to his brain tumor. Player number 101, the man with a face tattoo, to whom number 67 owed money, meets his subordinate. He gets into a car where number 101 tells him everything about the Squid Game. It turns out number 101 also received a business card with an invitation. He wants to rob the game organizers. His assistant says that since number 101 is wanted by a major mafia boss, no one will follow him. At that moment, a car of bandits arrives. It turns out his assistant betrayed him for money. Number 101 escapes the bandits by jumping off a bridge into the water. Desperate, Ji-hun goes to his ex-wife for money. She initially yells at him, but when she learns the money is for his sick mother, she admits they're struggling too. She tries to kick him out, but a fight breaks out. At that moment, his daughter arrives home with her stepfather and sees their argument. Ji-hun leaves quickly. On the street, his ex-wife's current partner approaches Ji-hun. He gives him an envelope with money. Ji-hun takes it but, a minute later, throws it away, saying the man stole his family. His daughter sees this. Returning home, Ji-hun runs into Jun-ho, who's looking for his brother. Jun-ho says he believes Ji-hun's story about the Squid Game and asks him to tell more, but Ji-hun refuses. At his apartment door, Ji-hun notices a business card with a Squid Game invitation and decides to participate again for his mother. Like the other characters we saw earlier, they all board minibuses where they're put to sleep. Junho discreetly follows one of the minibuses carrying Ji-hun, while number 67 doesn't fall asleep, as she held her breath during the gas release. Following the minibus, Junho discovers all minibuses arrive at a port and prepare to board a ship. Junho sneaks onto one of the minibuses. Already at sea, the pink soldiers exit their minibus and check if all players are asleep. Junho quietly knocks out one soldier, changes into his clothes, and throws the body overboard. Hearing the splash, another pink soldier with a square approaches him. Junho says he just got seasick and feels unwell. The soldier with the square tells him not to open his mouth without permission. Each player, now on the island, is transferred to another room. Number 67 takes advantage of being awake during the check. She slips her knife into a soldier's pocket and retrieves it after the inspection. All players wake up again. 187 participants returned out of the initial 201. Their numbers remain the same. During a conversation between Ji-hun and the old man, Sang-woo and the Indian join them. They notice them approaching. Ji-hun, Sang-woo, the Indian, and the old man decide to team up to pass the next test together. Other players also start forming teams. Number 101 invites number 67 to his team, but she refuses. Number 101 gets angry at her refusal but is stopped by player number 212. She asks to join the team instead of number 67. At that moment, a man with a square mask reports to the host that the majority of players returned, precisely 91%. Ji-hun's team eats, and the old man thinks tomorrow's game will be like the first, a children's game. Ji-hun starts listing popular South Korean games but loses count. The workday ends, and the staff is ordered to return to their rooms. Junho enters his, where a sign with rules for soldiers is posted. First rule, it's forbidden to remove the mask. Second rule, it's forbidden to talk to anyone. Third rule, it's forbidden to leave the room without permission. At night, player number 212 asks a pink soldier for permission to use the restroom, which is granted. After a brief talk, number 67 also wants to go to the restroom. Junho receives his dinner. Until then, he wore a mask due to constant surveillance, but being hungry, he removes it to eat. It turns out number 212 didn't go to the restroom to urinate but to smoke a cigarette. She smuggled several cigarettes in an unusual way. While smoking, number 67 bursts in and orders her not to move. Number 67 starts opening the ventilation with a knife to explore the surroundings. She asks number 212 to cover her, promising to share the information she finds. While crawling through the ventilation, number 67 finds a room where a pink soldier stirs something in large pots, and the smell of sugar is noticeable. A mouse approaches number 67 in the ventilation, and she pushes it away, catching a worker's attention, but everything turns out fine. Number 67 returns successfully and discreetly to her position. Junho waits for the roll call to end and, under his blanket, takes out his phone to note everything he observed on the island. Number 212 asks number 67 if she saw anything, but number 67 says she'll tell her in the morning. Their conversation is overheard by Sang-woo, who wasn't sleeping. Morning comes. Number 212 asks number 67 for the promised information. Number 67 says all she saw was a pot where pink soldiers were melting sugar, but she can't guess the next test. When soldiers distribute breakfast, Ji-hun asks a soldier for chocolate milk instead of regular milk but is refused. After breakfast, the host announces the second test will soon begin. One player finds a note in a bun with clues about the next test. Heading to the game zone, Sang-woo asks number 67 what she saw last night, as he overheard her conversation with number 212. Sang-woo tells her that, unlike her, he's not a refugee and knows Korean children's games, so he can guess the game. Number 67 tells him what she saw. In the next scene, all players arrive at a children's playground. They immediately wonder what kind of game it could be. Sang-woo knows the game but doesn't share it with his group. The host tells them they must choose one of four shapes: a circle, a triangle, a star, or an umbrella. Ji-hun suggests everyone pick the same shape, but Sang-woo objects, saying it's better if each chooses a different shape, following the investor's rule, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Sang-woo chooses the triangle, the Indian picks the circle, Ji-hun takes the umbrella, and the old man gets the star. Sang-woo tries to dissuade his childhood friend from choosing the umbrella but changes his mind at the last minute. The game starts and is called Dalgona. The goal is to carve the chosen shape from the biscuit without damaging it, within 10 minutes. Those who fail or break their biscuit are eliminated. Ji-hun realizes his umbrella is the hardest shape, while Sang-woo's triangle is the easiest. The first to be eliminated is player number 369, followed by others. The game eliminates many participants. The first to succeed is the one who got a clue in a bun. Then, number 67 succeeds. We understand that those who chose the triangle mostly succeeded, but others did too. For example, the Indian, despite choosing the circle, keeps going. Number 212, by heating a needle with a lighter she brought with her cigarettes, also passes the game. After passing, while leaving the game zone, she throws her lighter to number 101, helping him pass. A man with a square mask tells Junho his task is to transport the bodies of eliminated players, not stand idle. All successful players are taken to the waiting room, except number 111, who is taken elsewhere. 3 minutes remain before the game ends. Ji-hun starts to stress, and a drop of sweat falls on his biscuit. Seeing this, he gets the idea to lick his biscuit to soften it. Following Ji-hun's example, other players start licking their biscuits. Number 101 passes the test, as does the old man, number 1. Ji-hun succeeds at the last second and is the only player with an umbrella to continue. A player, realizing he failed, stabs a soldier, takes his gun, and holds the square-masked soldier hostage. He forces the soldier to remove his mask. The soldier does, revealing a young man about 20 years old. The player ultimately withdraws from the test himself. The host approaches the soldier who removed his mask and eliminates him, saying that, per the rules, soldiers can't remove their masks in front of players. Junho takes a square mask to replace his own, aiming to climb the hierarchy. In the waiting room, Ji-hun is joined by the Indian and the old man. Sang-woo is surprised Ji-hun passed. Sang-woo apologizes for suggesting everyone pick different shapes, but Ji-hun pretends not to understand and says it's fine. The organizers announce that after the second game, 108 participants remain. 79 players were eliminated. The prize pool grows, reaching 34 billion won. Lunchtime arrives. Players receive an egg and a soda as a snack. Number 101 thinks one egg and a bottle of water aren't enough and, with his rough team, goes back to the line for seconds. They manage to eat 2 eggs and 2 sodas. Because of this, 5 participants don't get enough food. One player who lacked food and water approaches number 111 and tries to take at least a soda, but the bottle breaks. Number 111 gets angry, and player number 271 is eliminated. Ji-hun intervenes, demanding justice from the organizers, but only gets an announcement that the prize pool increases due to the eliminated player. Meanwhile, number 111 dissects eliminated players to harvest organs, revealing he's a surgeon. He helps soldiers extract organs without damage in exchange for information about future games. Soldiers secretly earn money without the host's knowledge. Number 111 also learns the organizers deliberately reduced rations to provoke fights among players. Soldiers give the surgeon another clue. Players realize they can't sleep anymore. Ji-hun tells the old man they can't sleep tonight and notices number 67 sitting alone. Ji-hun offers number 67 to join his team, but she refuses, not trusting people. The surgeon returns to the waiting room. Number 111 wants to join the tough guy's team, but number 101 refuses until number 111 reveals he knows the next test, convincing number 101 to accept him. Bedtime arrives and all lights in the room go out. Movements start from the tough guy's team, then a fight breaks out. The host, satisfied, watches the scene. During the fight, number 101 deliberately heads toward number 67. In the battle, number 67 injures number 101 with the knife she brought. Number 101 takes the knife, and number 67 flees. Ji-hun's team searches the room for the old man, who isn't in his bed, but they can't find him. Number 67 runs to Ji-hun for help, followed by number 111. A fight breaks out between Ji-hun's team and number 111. At that moment, the old man appears and begs the organizers to stop the horror, as he's scared. The host immediately sends pink soldiers to the waiting room to stop the carnage. During the search, all weapons are confiscated, including number 111's folding knife taken from number 67. Detective Junho approaches Ji-hun and, without explaining, asks if there's a player named In-ho, to which Ji-hun says he doesn't know the others' names. All eliminated players are removed from the waiting room. After the fight, 80 participants remain. When things calm down, Ji-hun suggests his team introduce themselves properly to learn each other's names. It turns out number 67 is named Isibayak. The Indian says his name is Ali and he's from Pakistan, and the old man can't recall his name. Number 111's team realizes the organizers deliberately wanted a massacre. Number 212 counts the players eliminated during the night, totaling 28. Number 212 calls number 111 Dad, but he says she could be his mother. At night, Junho takes notes on everything that happened today. Morning comes. Jae-hun notices the old man's tired eyes, who says he didn't sleep due to fear. Pink soldiers enter the waiting room and announce the third test will begin soon. All players head to a white room, where they're told the next game will be in teams, and players must form groups of 10. Number 111 thanks the surgeon for the clue and tells his men to find stronger guys. Ji-hun's team discusses what the game might be. Ji-hun thinks they should recruit only men, as they'll perform better in any game, noting their team already has a woman and an old man. Ji-hun's team splits up to find members. Number 111 recruits only men and refuses number 212 because she's a woman. Number 212 kneels and begs to be accepted, but number 111 refuses. Despite Sang-woo's advice, Bayak includes a woman in her team. Time runs out, and Ji-hun's team still needs one player. Suddenly, number 212 appears. She joins them, having no other choice as time is up. The door to the next test opens, and it's tug-of-war. The first team to play is decided by a draw. Each team plays once, and after each match, the number of participants must be halved. Number 111's team wins easily, eliminating 10 opponents. The next teams are chosen, and Ji-hun's team faces an all-male team. Ji-hun's team, with 2 women and an old man, worries their chances are slim. In the elevator, the old man says strength isn't key in this game, but strategy and teamwork. He explains he often played this game as a child and always won. He says to place the strongest player at the end as the anchor, which will be Ali, and the leader, who directs actions, at the front, which will be Ji-hun. Others are placed alternately on the right and left. Feet must face forward, and the rope must be held under the armpits. The key is to hold firm for the first 10 seconds, pulling the back. After seeing the opposing team panic, Ji-hun orders his team to pull. At first, everything goes as planned, and Ji-hun's team is about to win, but the opponents quickly recover and pull the rope, having the strength advantage. An idea sparks in Sang-woo's mind. He suggests everyone take 3 steps forward simultaneously to disorient the opposing team. The plan works, and Ji-hun's team wins. In the elevator, a religious man prays to God for victory, but a young woman says it wasn't God but the old man and Sang-woo who brought them victory. Ji-hun's team returns to the waiting room. Number 111's team is surprised, as they didn't expect Ji-hun's team to pass. In the end, only 40 people remain. Number 212 tries to join Ji-hun's team. Sang-woo suspects number 111 knew about the third test, which is why he chose only men. Break time ends in 30 minutes. Sang-woo tells the team another massacre might happen tonight. Ji-hun suggests building barricades with beds while the lights are still on. All teams follow Ji-hun's example, except number 111's. Number 111 approaches Ji-hun and says his barricades won't save them. Ji-hun replies that the most vulnerable player is number 111, and at the first opportunity, his teammates might try to eliminate him during the massacre, as he's the strongest, and only one winner will remain. Number 111 returns to his team and tells them they won't eliminate anyone today, as he's shaken by Ji-hun's words. Number 111 notices the surgeon is missing. Meanwhile, the surgeon is taken to the basement, and surveillance footage is altered. 1 minute remains before the deadline. Ji-hun's team decides to take turns guarding in pairs to avoid surprises. The first night guards are Sang-woo and Ali, followed by Ji-hun and the old man. The lights go out. During their guard, Ali and Sang-woo talk about life. Ali explains he came to South Korea to work because Pakistan is very poor, with no good jobs. He left his brother and parents in Pakistan and came here with his wife and child. Later, the guards switch. Number 111 doesn't sleep either, due to Ji-hun's words, but tells his team he's waiting for the surgeon. Ji-hun and the old man are on guard. The old man asks what Ji-hun is thinking about. Ji-hun says he's reflecting on his past, when he worked at a factory and was laid off due to downsizing. After a brief talk, Ji-hun puts the old man to bed. Esubayok takes the old man's place guarding with Ji-hun. Meanwhile, the surgeon and soldiers handle organ harvesting, while Junho is shocked by what's happening on the island. During the operation, the pink men talk about an incomplete player missing a kidney. Junho thinks it might be his brother, and Junho gets assigned as a diver to deliver the organs for sale. Junho and another pink soldier head to the designated delivery spot. Junho questions the soldier about the player without a kidney. Meanwhile, the surgeon demands a soldier tell him the next test, but the soldier says he doesn't know yet. The surgeon grabs a scalpel and demands another soldier find out, threatening number 111's anger if he doesn't. The surgeon orders another soldier to get the information, while the one he holds stays with him. The soldier tricks the surgeon, saying he has a key in his pocket to exit the basement. When the surgeon tries to take it, a struggle ensues, and the surgeon wins. The surgeon escapes, and the second soldier informs his colleagues. The surgeon reaches the area of the second game. A pink soldier catches him, removes his mask, and says everything can be fixed, and he can return to the game. The soldier approaches number 111 from behind, raising a knife to attack, but is stopped by the host. The host knows about the organ sales but isn't concerned. What worries him is that the soldier showed his face and helped the surgeon with game information. The host eliminates number 111 from the game. Meanwhile, a pink soldier points a knife at Junho's throat for his curiosity and orders him to remove his mask, but Junho quickly draws his gun. Junho questions the soldier about the player without a kidney, realizing it's not his brother but a woman. The soldier says all information about his brother is in the host's office archives. After getting the information, Junho eliminates the soldier. Eventually, Junho reaches the host's office. Meanwhile, the host learns soldier number 28 was eliminated and realizes there's an intruder among them. Since the oxygen tanks are still in place, he deduces the intruder is still among them. An alarm is triggered. Junho enters the archives and discovers the Squid Game has existed for over 30 years and that his brother won the 28th game in 2015. He photographs all documents with his phone. Junho tries calling the police from a local phone but fails. Dawn breaks. Soldiers wake the players as a new game is about to start. It's revealed that during the night, the old man soiled himself in his sleep, and to avoid embarrassment, Ji-hun ties his coat around his pants. Before the game starts, a voice announces that this time, players must pair up, and to confirm a team, they must shake hands. Players have 10 minutes to find a partner. Number 212 wants to pair with Ji-hun, but he doesn't respond. She then offers Sang-woo, but he doesn't reply either. No one wants to team with women. Ji-hun wants to pair with his childhood friend, Sang-woo, but Sang-woo chooses Ali. Esubayok pairs with the same girl she recruited in the previous game. Ji-hun decides to team with number 6. Number 6 says there are currently 79 participants, and the one without a partner will likely be eliminated. Ji-hun feels sorry for the old man and teams with him. The only person without a partner is number 212, and she's taken away by soldiers. Players head to the game zone and take their places. The old man tells Ji-hun they're now friends, But suddenly, the voice announces they'll play against each other. Each player is given a small bag with 10 marbles. Whoever takes 10 marbles from their opponent wins. The game lasts 30 minutes. Jae-hun realizes it's either him or the old man. A memory overcomes the old man, and he feels like he's in his childhood street, searching for his house. Sang-woo suggests to Ali a game of guessing whether the number of marbles in his hand is even or odd. Number 240 suggests to Bayak they finish the game in one round and just talk until then. Bayak agrees. Number 240 says that after leaving prison, she met someone who gave her a business card for the Squid Game. Ali wins several times against Sang-woo. Ali tries to replace his opponent, considering Sang-woo a friend, but the soldiers ignore him and they continue playing. Sang-woo has only one marble left. Sang-woo thinks Ali is cheating since he keeps winning. Realizing he has one marble left, Sang-woo begs Ali to give him a chance to win, as he's his mother's only support. Ali apologizes, saying he has a wife and child. Sang-woo then exploits Ali's naivety, telling him he has a plan for both to come out winners. Meanwhile, the old man wins several marbles against Jae-hun. Jae-hun has one marble left. At the last moment, Jae-hun tricks the old man, saying he has an even number of marbles when it's odd. Sang-woo lies to Ali, saying not all players will compete against each other, and there won't be a winner in every pair. He claims they'll have a chance to play against other players. Sang-woo takes Ali's marble bag to prevent him from losing them. After Ali leaves, Sang-woo puts his last marble in the bag and shows the full bag to the soldiers. Jae-hun tricks the old man and takes his last marble. The old man enjoys the game and wants to keep playing. He asks Jae-hun to lend him a marble, but Jae-hun refuses. Suddenly, the old man pulls a hidden marble from his pocket and Résumés searching for his house. Bayak and number 240 decide to throw a marble to see who throws it farthest. The winner takes it all. Bayak throws her marble, and when it's number 240's turn, she drops her marble, giving Bayak the win, as number 240 has no one, while Bayak has a younger brother. Number 240 is eliminated. At this moment, Ali searches for Sang-woo. When Ali opens his bag, he finds stones instead of marbles, and he's eliminated. The old man finds his house and tells Jae-hun about his son. Jae-hun gets angry, thinking the old man has gone mad, but it turns out he was pretending. Number 1 gives his last marble to Jae-hun, saying they're friends. Jae-hun starts crying. Lastly, the old man says his name is Iom. Jae-hun looks away, and a shot is heard. The players return to the waiting room. They learn number 212 is unharmed, as she had no partner and automatically passed the 4th game. Besides her, 17 other players also passed. Meanwhile, the host realizes Junho is in his room because, when Junho tried calling the police, he hung up the phone on the wrong side. The host searches for Junho. He states he knows Junho is a cop because he examined the bullet that killed player 28, which came from a police revolver. He inspects Junho's hiding spot but leaves due to a radio call. After losing many friends, the players are devastated. Sang-woo comforts Jae-hun, saying the old man had a brain tumor anyway. A player who paired with his wife suggests voting again to end the game. Sang-woo says he won't give up and refuses to stop. That evening, 6 wealthy masked guests in animal costumes arrive on the island. The host informs the Squid Game owner that the guests have arrived. The host welcomes them. It turns out they came to watch the final games and bet on players. The host leads the guests to a special room. They ask the host about the next test. The host refuses to answer. Through a dialogue between the host and a guest, we learn the guests watched the games from their home cinema but came to the island to see the final games live on TV. One wealthy guest notices player 69 wants to quit due to his wife's loss. The guest is sad as he bet $1 million on his win, having chosen him because he liked the number 69. Junho grabs a waiter, changes into his clothes, and heads to the room. He slips his phone with the recording on into his sleeve. Morning comes, and pink soldiers bring a coffin to the waiting room, as player 69 was eliminated. Before the 5th game, the prize money reaches 44 billion won, about $38 million. Meanwhile, the wealthy guests calmly discuss their bets. One wants to bet up to $2 million on a player, Before starting, each player must choose a numbered vest from 1 to 16. Vests with middle numbers are taken first, leaving only the vests with the first and last numbers. The guests decide to give players a hint, and the host announces that the number on the vest indicates the order in which the player starts. One guest who bet on player 69 now bets on number 96. Ji-hun decides to choose vest number 1, but player 96 approaches and asks to swap, wanting to go first instead of last. Ji-hun gives number 96 the vest number 1 and takes vest number 16 in exchange. At that moment, everyone in the room laughs at the guest who bet on number 96. The next scene shows the game start. Players arrive at a game zone resembling a circus tent. The game is called Glass Bridge. Each tile is made of 2 types of glass: tempered, strong glass, and regular, fragile glass. Tempered glass can support 1 or more people, but regular glass cannot. Players must guess the tiles and cross before the timer runs out. They have exactly 16 minutes to complete the game. Player number 1 removes his shoes and decides where to step first. He chooses a tile for 2 minutes and guesses the first correctly but fails on the second and is eliminated. The guest who bet on him stops watching, now distracted by Junho. Players with vests 2 to 8 are also eliminated. Number 101 with vest 9 declares he won't go further and asks someone else to take his place. The player with vest 10 steps forward and is eliminated. Meanwhile, the guest takes Junho to a room, but the cop draws a weapon, turning the situation in his favor, forcing the guest to remove his mask and tell everything he knows about the Squid Game on camera. It's number 212's turn, but instead of moving, she grabs number 101, and they're both eliminated. Due to the prolonged absence of the waiter and guest, the host orders a pink soldier to check on them. The soldier finds the guest unconscious and informs the host. Only 4 players remain. Player number 13 claims he can distinguish tempered glass from regular by the lighting, as he's a glass manufacturer. The guests realize number 13 is cheating and ask the host to turn off the lights. Number 13 can no longer visually distinguish the glass and says it's possible to identify it by sound, but something must be thrown on the glass. Ji-hun realizes he still has a marble from the previous game in his pocket, but it's not enough. 20 seconds remain. Number 13 hesitates to choose a tile, but Sang-woo chooses for him and pushes him forward. Number 13 is eliminated, allowing the 3 others to continue. At the end of the countdown, the glass explodes, injuring our heroes, especially Esabayok, who is gravely wounded. Junho escapes the island where the games are held using diving equipment, and the host and pink soldiers start searching for him by boat. Junho surfaces on another island and immediately takes out his phone, hoping for a signal, but there's none. He decides to climb the mountain to try for a signal. The host and soldiers follow after spotting an oxygen tank on the island. At the mountain's top, Junho gets a signal. He calls his superior and asks for reinforcements. Junho starts uploading all incriminating evidence and sends it to his superior. Meanwhile, the 3 players arrive in the waiting room, where only 3 beds remain. Esabayok is in bad shape due to glass shard injuries. Ji-hun tries to ask Sang-woo why he pushed the poor player. A dispute erupts between them. At that moment, pink soldiers enter and announce that, having passed the 5 tests, a special gift awaits, but to receive it, they must change into costumes prepared in the restrooms. Ok finds a large glass shard lodged in her abdomen. She removes it and bandages herself. After changing, the participants head to their final dinner. A soldier with a square mask says they earned this meal and advises them to eat well before the last test. Ji-hun and Sang-woo devour the food, but Esabayok can't eat. Meanwhile, Junho spots the host and soldiers on the island. He tries to escape but realizes he's trapped. He's surrounded by pink soldiers under the host's orders. Junho tells them he recorded everything and sent the videos to his police colleagues, and the Coast Guard will arrive soon. The host replies there's not enough signal to send files. The host offers Junho a chance to survive, saying if he drops his weapon, he'll live. The host says he knows Junho has only 1 bullet left. At the end of the dinner, the pink soldiers clear the table. They leave a knife in front of each finalist, hinting at what they should do. Ji-hun takes his knife after Sang-woo takes his. The host gets closer to Junho. Junho shoots him in the shoulder. The host orders the soldier not to shoot Junho and says he's out of bullets. The host removes his mask, revealing he's been Junho's brother, Inho, all along. Inho offers his hand, inviting Junho to join him, but when Junho doesn't reciprocate, Inho shoots his younger brother. At night, none of the players sleep. All sit with knives in hand. Jae-hun approaches Esubayok and asks how she feels. Esubayok avoids answering. Jae-hun suggests they team up against Sang-woo, whom he sees as obsessed with winning and money. Esubayok asks what Jae-hun would do if he wins. Jae-hun says he'd first pay off his debts, buy a shop for his mother, and wants to be a good father to his 10-year-old daughter. Esubayok says her brother, Cheol, is also 10. She explains she wanted to win to get her brother from the orphanage, bring her mother to South Korea, and buy a house to live together. Esubayok and Jae-hun make a deal. If one survives, they'll care for the other's family. Sang-woo falls asleep and Jae-hun approaches to eliminate him, but Esubayok stops him, saying he's not like that, he has a pure heart, then faints due to blood loss. Jae-hun calls for help. The organizers open the doors, carrying a coffin. When Jae-hun turns, he realizes Sang-woo eliminated Esubayok while he was calling for help. Furious, Jae-hun attacks Sang-woo, but pink soldiers stop him. It's announced that the sixth and final test is the Squid Game, which Jae-hun and Sang-woo played as kids. A pink soldier flips a coin to decide who's the defender and who's the attacker. Jae-hun wins and chooses to be the attacker, while Sang-woo is assigned as the defender. The host explains that if one player can't continue for any reason, the other wins, meaning one can eliminate the other with a knife to become the victor. The game starts. Jae-hun ties his shoes, grabs sand, and hops on one leg to the other side. Sang-woo prepares to push Jae-hun out of the field, but Jae-hun throws sand in his eyes, then crosses the squid's throat, allowing him to walk on two legs. Rain begins. Sang-woo says he eliminated Esubayok so they wouldn't give up, as doing so would leave them empty-handed. Jae-hun says he won't let Sang-woo leave with the money, and a knife fight begins. During the struggle, they lose their knives and fight hand-to-hand. Sang-woo tries to push Jae-hun out of the field to win. Grabbing a knife, Sang-woo stabs Jae-hun's leg. As Jae-hun falls on his back, Sang-woo prepares to finish, but Jae-hun stops the knife with his hand. Then he bites Sang-woo's leg. Jae-hun knocks Sang-woo onto his back but doesn't eliminate him. Jae-hun stands and heads to the squid's head to finish the game. When a pink soldier points a gun at Sang-woo, Jae-hun remembers his childhood friendship with Sang-woo and stops the soldier. Jae-hun proposes a vote to end the game, per the third rule, which states the games can be stopped by a majority decision, meaning if the players refuse, the game ends. Jae-hun extends his hand to Sang-woo. Sang-woo tries to take it, and it seems the childhood friends will leave together. But then, to Jae-hun's surprise, Sang-woo takes a knife and withdraws from the game. Before leaving, Sang-woo asks Jae-hun to care for his mother. Jae-hun wins and takes the 45 billion won prize. Later, the host, also Inho, takes Jae-hun, blindfolded, to his home. He congratulates him with a glass of champagne. Jae-hun asks why they do all this, and the host replies that his games are like the horse races Jae-hun loves. Some bet on horses while others, the rich, bet on humans. The question of who the host is remains unanswered. Jae-hun is put to sleep and dumped with a bank card in his mouth somewhere in a Seoul neighborhood. At the bank, Jae-hun tries to withdraw 10,000 won and guesses the pin on the first try. It's his game number, 456. Later, as Jae-hun returns home, he meets Sang-woo's mother. Due to Jae-hun's appearance, she thinks he was beaten. Sang-woo's mother gives him a mackerel to dine with his mother. Jae-hun offers her the 10,000 won he withdrew, but she refuses. At the end of the conversation, Sang-woo's mother asks Jae-hun if he's heard from her son, as his phone is off. Jae-hun doesn't answer. Arriving home, he finds his mother on the floor. Though he has money for her surgery, it's too late. A year passes. Jae-hun, looking like a homeless man, visits a Seoul bank. At their request, the banker speaks with Jae-hun and is surprised such a sum is in a regular account without being invested. The banker offers a service to grow his money, but Ji-hun, not wanting to listen, stands and asks the banker to lend him 10,000 won before leaving. As a privileged client due to his account balance, the banker gives him the 10,000 won without issue. That evening, by the river, a woman approaches Ji-hun and asks him to buy flowers. Hun hands her a bill, and she places a flower beside him with a suspiciously familiar envelope. Inside is a business card with the Squid Game logo, listing a date and meeting place. At the location, Ji-hun meets Il-nam, lying in a hospital bed, who, in fact, survived. Ji-hun doesn't understand what's happening. As they talk, it becomes clear Il-nam is the Squid Game's owner. Ji-hun wants to strangle Il-nam, but Il-nam says if he does, Ji-hun won't get answers and suggests a game. Down on the sidewalk, a drunk man lies. If no one helps him before midnight, Il-nam wins. If someone helps him before midnight, Ji-hun wins. Ji-hun says if he wins, he'll eliminate Il-nam right there. Jae-hun asks who Il-nam really is and if he lied, even about his name. Il-nam says his name is real, he does have a tumor, and the house in the fourth game was modeled after his childhood home. He explains he knows Ji-hun hasn't spent the money he won and asks why, since it's his reward. Midnight nears, and no one has helped the man on the street. Ji-hun asks the purpose of this game. Il-nam replies that when someone has too much money, life becomes boring and monotonous. One day, he and a group of rich people decided to create a game to make life more exciting. Il-nam reminds Ji-hun that all players participated voluntarily and even returned to the island after being sent home. Jae-hun asks why the game's owner chose to be a player himself. Il-nam explains that,